Radfay 48, Episode 27, Chapters 30 and 31, Early May 1999, and A Time to Sleep. Hello, social media mites and mavens. James Homan here. Almost 14 months after Harold had been told that he had 3 months to live, we found ourselves still hanging in. It has been a long journey, an education, an experience unlike any I've ever had. It's become the greatest honor I can imagine. Should any of my readers or listeners find themselves in the position of caregiver to a terminally ill loved one, I can only hope this memoir will be of some comfort. I can honestly say it has not all been negative. When Harold was getting his MBA at Fordham University, he found that one of his classmates who worked with him on several assigned projects was from Kenosha, Wisconsin. Indeed, she had dated my twin brother and was 1 year younger than us. What a small world. Donna Lee Bain walked back into my life quite unexpectedly. She also reunited me with a dear friend I had fallen in love with at Boy Scout camp, but hadn't seen since graduating high school. Donna and Paul had both been class officers in high school and had stayed in touch throughout the intervening time. Donna told me that Paul was also gay and currently living with his partner of many years in Virginia City, Nevada. Paul began emailing me monthly, expressing his deep concern for our situation. Imagine being reconnected like that. Early May 99. Dear friends, Dr. Seifert increased Harold's Decadron this afternoon. The steroid should help reduce the edema, or swelling, in Harold's brain and keep him as conscious as possible while he's awake. If there are any negative side effects, agitation, insomnia, irritability, it will be reduced. They will be reduced. Dr. Seifert indicated to me that it's a simple matter of time at this point and assured me he was on call this weekend should anything happen. The objective is now to control or minimize the seizure activity, although Harold is quickly approaching the limit for both Topamax and Gabatril. Harold has said that he did not wish to begin a third chemotherapy. I asked, Mr. Bear, are you sure of your decision? He replied, I'm sure. Why should I continue to place our hopes of controlling the growth of this tumor and delay the inevitable? We've both been so fortunate. We beat 3 months, didn't we? If my body isn't meeting requisite blood levels, do we actually have a choice? And so we stopped the tamoxifen and Accutane. I remain enormously grateful to have had 1 year and almost 2 months since his diagnosis. There's been so many extraordinarily special days full of such unexpected positive energy. Thanks to you all who have made so many personal contributions, the meals baked, cooked, or paid for, and the many kindnesses expressed. Neither of us could have endured any of the last days without being surrounded by the love from our family and friends that has eased our path incredibly. We hope that you know there's no way for me to express how much all that shared energy has meant to my gentle bear and me. We simply believe that for all the good things you have sent our way, we trust that what goes around will come around. We remain humbly indebted to your generous, kind, and supportive friendships, and also our family, with much love always. JLH. Dear friends, Harold hasn't been out of bed since April 30th, and he's speaking infrequently. Early last week, however, he said to me, "It's time." I asked, "Time for what, Mr. Bear?" And after an exceptionally pregnant pause, he answered, "To sleep." The next day, he had 2 seizures that were characterized by involuntary movements in his left arm and leg. All 3 of his doctors agree that it doesn't appear likely this recent activity was caused by edema surrounding the tumor, but more likely caused by the continued growth of the tumor. It is now in the right hemisphere of his brain. For several mornings last week and today, Harold gazed vacantly at me, unable to even comprehend simple questions I asked him. These convulsions are relatively brief but disturbing, and as instructed, I administered 1 milligram of Ativan each time to lessen his anxiety. All doctors and family members also agree that reducing the steroid Decadron to induce a coma is the most humane course of action to take at this point. The Topamax has been increased to 400 milligrams daily, as the Decadron was decreased from 20 milligrams to 4 milligrams daily over a period of 4 days. With the exception of Thursday, when Anna and I succeeded in getting him into the shower, Harold spent most of last week in bed, able only to stand, pivot, and sit on the commode seat, which is now placed at his bedside. He wakes to greet visitors most of the time, but then falls asleep during visits. Gloria, the newest hospice aide, whom I oriented last week, didn't show up this weekend, and of course an instant replacement was not possible. With the help of Tricia and Sally and Michael Plunkett, we were able to make it through the weekend quietly. Hospice hasn't been the panacea I was told to expect. Harold's vital signs are strong and his lungs remain clear. Once he's comatose, several current medications will be discontinued. How long the inevitable will take is anyone's guess, but 2 of his doctors don't believe his end will be long in coming. His psychiatrist has warned me that a coma could last a long time, but the neurologist and the neuro-oncologist both disagree with her. Harold's becoming more incontinent, and he's going through Depends as if we had stock in the company. This is another item hospice assured me they would supply and hasn't. Each time he's indicated to me that he needs to sit on the commode chair, I find that he's already voided and basically needs to be relocated for me to clean him up. Despite all this, there's a great deal for which to be grateful. Time that no one was willing to give us a year ago has been granted. On June 1st, it will be 14 months since his diagnosis and our 15th anniversary as a loving couple. I have to believe that he's in a good place. I frequently find him smiling while he sleeps, and sometimes he even laughs softly. I tell him repeatedly that wherever he is, between here and there, it seems to be a good place. He nods that it is. Beanie Bear, the 11-year-old West Highland Terrier that we rescued last May, stands guard upon our queen-size bed that I've had to push into the corner to accommodate his hospital bed. She's enjoyed jumping up to lie on top of Uncle Harold's bed covers and has especially enjoyed sitting between his legs while company is visiting, ever his watchdog. She's been known to growl when visitors make quick movements toward her or him. One evening, a few weeks ago, while I was in the living room, Beanie jumped off the bed, ran into the living room, barked once, and returned to the bedroom. I thought, Lassie, what is it, girl? I found Harold having difficulty turning over in bed. Friends have suggested, and I'm beginning to believe, that Beanie will be my best barometer in this situation. Harold has okayed a memorial service, but does not wish it to be religious in any way. His sister and mother are planning to sit Shiva at Alan's apartment. Details for both will be forthcoming. I have asked some of you to participate in the memorial service and explained that I had specific instructions from Harold on pieces of music to be played. A program will have to be put together and printed. As Harold always reminds me, we continue to be encircled by the grace of our family and friends. In the spirit of my gentle and loving bear, we both truly hope you all know that our love will always surround you as generously as you have honored us with yours. With much love, always, JLH. And that concludes this podcast. Please check in next week for episode 28 for the beginning of the end. Or if you prefer, we're now sliding into home. It was exactly as we had been told it would be. No surprises, just a helpless relief that with all we had been able to accomplish, the ending to this journey was not going to change. As always, thank you for your time and interest. Until next week, then, be kind, do good, be happy, and love one another, remembering to coexist with tolerance while embracing similarities and respecting differences. Thank you.